The Zodiac Killer is one of the most infamous and mysterious serial killers in American history, responsible for a series of murders in Northern California during the late 1960s and early 1970s. The killer began his spree on December 20th, 1968, when high school students Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were found shot to death near Vallejo, California. This was followed by another attack on July 4th, 1969, when Darlene Ferrin and Michael Maggio were shot while sitting in a parked car at Blue Rock Springs Park, also near Vallejo. Darlene was killed, but Michael survived and provided a description of the attacker. On August 1st, 1969, the Zodiac Killer sent 3 nearly identical letters to the San Francisco Chronicle, San Francisco Examiner, and Vallejo Times-Herald. Each letter included details about the murders that had not been released to the public, along with a cipher. The Zodiac demanded that the newspapers print the cipher, threatening to kill more people if they did not comply. The letters were printed, and amateur codebreakers were able to crack the cipher, which revealed a chilling message about the killer's desire to hunt people for sport. However, the decoded message did not include his identity. On September 27, 1969, the Zodiac struck again, attacking Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard at Lake Berryessa. The killer, wearing a hooded costume with a crosshair symbol, tied up the couple before stabbing them repeatedly. Cecilia died from her injuries, but Brian survived. The Zodiac called the Napa police to report the crime shortly after the attack. Just 2 weeks later, on October 11, 1969, the Zodiac murdered Paul Stein, a San Francisco cab driver, in the city's Presidio Heights neighborhood. This killing marked a departure from his earlier attacks, as the Zodiac had previously targeted couples in remote areas. After Stein's murder, the Zodiac sent a letter to the Chronicle, which included a piece of the cab driver's bloody shirt as proof that he was the killer. Throughout this period, the Zodiac continued to send taunting letters to the press, boasting about his killings and threatening future attacks. Some of the letters included additional ciphers, though not all were successfully decoded. Despite the best efforts of law enforcement, including the San Francisco Police Department and the FBI, the Zodiac was never caught. Several suspects were investigated, but none were definitively linked to the crimes. One of the most prominent suspects was Arthur Leigh Allen, who had been connected to the case through circumstantial evidence. However, DNA testing in the early 2000s failed to match him to evidence found on one of the Zodiac's letters, and he was never charged. The Zodiac Killer's identity remains unknown to this day, and the case is still open. The killer claimed to have murdered 37 people, though only 5 confirmed victims are linked to him. Over the decades, the mystery has fueled countless theories, books, and films, with the Zodiac continuing to haunt the imagination of true crime followers worldwide. Unsolved Mystery of Elisa Lam, a Canadian student whose bizarre death at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles has sparked countless theories and speculations. In January 2013, Elisa Lam checked into the Cecil Hotel, a location already infamous for its dark history, including numerous suicides and murders over the years. On February 19th, after she had been missing for several weeks, her body was discovered in one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks. Guests had complained of strange-tasting water and low pressure, leading to the horrifying discovery. The most unsettling aspect of the case is the security camera footage from an elevator on the day of her disappearance. In the footage, Elisa is seen behaving strangely. She enters the elevator, presses multiple buttons, peeks out into the hallway, hides in a corner, and makes erratic hand gestures, as if interacting with someone unseen. After this footage, Elisa vanished. The circumstances surrounding her death left more questions than answers. The water tank where her body was found was secured, with no obvious way for Elisa to have entered on her own. The hotel roof was locked, and only staff had access, which adds to the mystery. The official cause of death was ruled as accidental drowning, but no one knows how she ended up in the water tank or why she was acting so oddly. This case has led to numerous theories, ranging from mental health struggles as Elisa had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder to supernatural involvement, or even foul play that was never uncovered. The unsettling nature of the footage and the strange circumstances of her death have cemented this as one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries in recent history.